Hello, Jonathan.
Tense.
So I am sure every obstacle will see.
What can you tell?
A sad story, my dear friend. Tragic, in fact. The Brotherhood was betrayed by some of its most trusted members.
Why was it?
Not only did the Guard of Priwen hunt down and kill most ancient vampires of England, they also...
Tell me about
The founders of the Guard of Priwen stole precious and unique documents and reports from the Brotherhood's library when they...
What can you tell me?
Oh, the legendary founder of the
So you do...
All the Brotherhood knows about...
Are you afraid of him?
No, but since most...
Did you know that Lady Ashbury is an artist?
Well, actually, yes.
Perhaps we could go to her next exhibition.
What a beautiful idea, Jonathan.
I shall return...
Time has lost its effect on me, but the suffering continues.
To seeing death.
Good evening.
Wang Shanghao, Dr. Reed. It's good to...
How is the sanity?
My only relief is that my Matthew died.
What are you doing?
I've decided to help the...
That's very charitable.
I've noticed that the most desperate...
Giving out medicine.
I am a rich widow, Dr.
Why don't you move?
I thought about it, I confess. To go back to the same empty home every day still hurts.
Why stay?
I am a woman of habit, Doc.
How do you feel?
I've decided to...
I've no doubt.
To be completely honest...
Do you still...
Of course I do. I'll never forget my beloved man.
I know what you mean.
Maybe death will...
How do you feel?
I don't...
Good.
Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems.
Good evening,
I'm afraid not, miss.
How are conditions?
I hear gunshots every night.
You don't seem well.
Oh,
I can try to help your body.
the war destroyed.
A gun? Mr.
Evening.
Have you heard anything of...
Not really.
Why am I...
Maybe it's because you lack
A man such as...
Yeah, thanks to...
So business...
More than ever. Opener.
How are...
The way this sickness is spreading, I don't think there'll be enough new...
Since I took...
Well, seen better death.
Infected...
Well,
Goodbye, Mr. It's locked. Hello, Mr.
hello, Doc.
No, please, I don't...
You again?
How is this?
I'm not easy.
Can I offer?
Keep you...
Good. All right. Goodbye.
Fancy...
You never... Do you need...
To be honest,
I don't...
really?
Good... Goody.
It's...
Don't you...
Fate.
No. I have had...
Goody.
You look ill.
I have no doubt it will.
Well, there you have it.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
I'm used to seeing death.
Good evening.
Wang Shanghao, Dr. Reed.
How do you...
I don't...
You should...
Thank you.
Good...
Vicious bugger! He's done! Killed her!
Recognize him?
No. This one ain't on our list.
Well, that's one less anyway. You'll make McCullum happy.
That was the vampire I saw earlier. This war takes no prisoners.
Fuck, he's fast! Roast it alive!
It's locked, all right. It's locked. The West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
You Londoners are no match for me! What are you just a beast! Someone here? This is my territory!
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Do you need help, sir?
I think I'm fine.
You don't have to worry about...
I am Tadao Kimura. I was in prison.
You're not going to die now,
It seems that I...
Goodbye.
I'd step back, sir.
I cannot enter. The Ascalon Club. The heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected. Good evening, sir. Please...
I never judge a man by his title, but by his attitude.
Well, I must admit, it's good to receive...
Welcome, Dr.
What can you...
I recently found the best...
Finding...
Oh, I have many...
I must confess, I have...
Really? Well, I'm...
How is...
Life is good.
Are you not
Oh, I'm sure...
I'm afraid the newspaper...
Well, that's new...
Is it not?
On the contrary, it is the
But what about...
Please, sir, this...
So you...
Oh, I also...
Do you have it?
Not since my parents...
Really?
I'm afraid the real head...
London's...
I use that name...
I may have a look. It's locked. Mother, good evening.
Jonathan! Is it you?
I'm right here, Mother.
Yes. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and now found.
Mary?
I know she's gone. The question is, when will she return as you have? I miss my grandson so much. It's been days since their last visit.
Have you returned to Whitechapel?
I never want to go back to that awful place. Wait. I think I went back once. And you were there too.
It was just
a nightmare, yes.
Mother?
Not really.
What do you mean you get lost?
Of course not.
Do you need it?
I just want you to stay with me, John.
I'll stay as long as I...
Just one thing. Stop staring at me like that. As much as I love you, it breaks my heart.
Are you working on it?
Not recently. I have trouble...
I recently met a talented painter.
I'd be glad to meet her.
She's not famous, and...
The important thing is, I hope you two...
Why do you say Mary?
Why should it be?
But Mary really...
Yes. And are you not dead too?
But I'm not dead, Mother. I'm really here, talking to you, trying not to cry.
Oh, it breaks my heart to have to tell you this. But of course you're dead, my darling boy. Just look at you, as pale as my Mary.
Goodbye, Mother.
Goodbye, son.
I cannot enter.
You are so mysterious these days. Jonathan, why don't you ever
I remember Sunday walks in the park.
Spending next to friends. Absolutely. Why not?
Good evening, Avery.
Mr. Jonathan?
I know, Avery.
Miss Reed expected you to return.
How is my...
Not well, I'm afraid, sir.
The police?
Miss Reed was found walking in the street.
Has she
I'm taking care of Miss...
Perhaps we could arrange a
I'm afraid Miss Reed...
What is the situation?
For a time, the West End...
Have you no relative?
Your father managed...
I'm sorry I could not be here for Mary's funeral.
Your mother was strong, sir. But
to be present at...
I would not...
Tell me the truth, Avery.
No, sir.
This house is dead, Avery.
If only you could have been here...
You have served this family extremely well, Avery.
Then I will stay.
Do you really think I don't take enough?
Yes, I do, Mr. Jonathan.
You clearly have something more to say.
I know you work hard to help this...
My home is here.
That's good news.
I found an old...
Your father wanted me to give...
I realize now, you knew my father better.
No, sir. Mr...
Goodbye.
Of course, Mr...
Yes, Jonathan. Your father and I have spoken about your fiancé, Mary. We believe he'll be an honorable husband for you. We'll set a date for the marriage then. That way, I'm sure one of my children will give me grandchildren. I understand your thirst for knowledge, Jonathan, and your father and I are proud of it. But you are not that young anymore, my son. When will I meet your soulmate? You can ascribe my romantic tendencies to my French origins if you want, Aubrey. But I'll never cease to believe in a match made in heaven, my beloved.
I really wish you could meet her, Mother. You would love her. It's locked. Hello again.
Jonathan, back already?
Do you really see Mary?
Yes. For many years, it was just a game.
Yes, I remember.
Yes, it was.
I'm so sorry.
That's true, my son.
Should I leave you alone?
Oh, no, Johnny.
Father seems to have left me.
No, Johnny. But your father...
I remember.
Your father was always...
I was proud too.
The important thing is that...
Could Father have...
I really can't say, John.
Do you think Avery is right?
I don't blame you. But...
I know I have failed you since...
You don't have to apologize.
Have I changed that much, Mother?
You are still...
Goodbye, Mother.
Goodbye, son.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs. Welcome to the Ascalon.
There has been quite a battle here. I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture. I cannot enter.
Good evening. We repel the intruders for now.
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bancher was no match for him.
Here, here, here!
Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
Yes, she is. I may even say I admire her probity and her kindness. She has helped me since I was reborn.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is a mortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why have you asked me here?
Because the crisis is escalating. Our enemies, the Garda Priwen, have even launched an open hunt. The only way to calm things down is to put an end to the epidemic.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End? Is that it?
Straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon, who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
What does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members, and I do appreciate obedience.
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all Skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall, speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation. Delightful. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
I personally went patrolling last night in the West End, and I spotted at least 2 foreign echoes.
Good evening, Dr.
This
Reed.
is an
How does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece? Figuratively.
It's quite unsettling. As a doctor, I am more used to being the observer than the subject observed.
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
Are you not afraid?
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
Is not the nature of this club a secret?
My dear Dr. Reed, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
So you...
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries. But I must admit, this one is...
Are you a member?
Yes, I am.
What can you...
It's not really my place to give you such info.
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reed.
What can you...
I would not dare speak of our...
Mr. Dawson. Of Dawson and Dawson. The wealthiest man in England.
A withering London figurehead.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson?
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctor.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir.
Absolutely not. I'm here to...
What is the situation?
I am sure Lord Redgrave will...
What do you know?
I should not say this.
But they are...
They are not mine.
Would you?
No. There isn't.
Money cannot solve...
You're right.
What is your...
Quarantine and barricades are futile.
By doing so, you would create two separate ghettos. What if...
Not if we eliminate...
Or are you not mistaking?
Why do you care? Are you not...
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale.
You have the makings of...
I was, though very long ago. Well, not quite a general, but a...
So why did you...
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
Do you know...
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish.
Does it bother you that I consider...
As long as you reveal nothing of the club...
You were spying?
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until...
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No. He was a Volcod. All muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed. Ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
You do know I killed him?
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied Skalls in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discussion.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Priwen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Skalls.
I have met peaceful and wise Skalls. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Skalls are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. The Ascalon Club, and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals. How's your investigation going?
I have a few questions.
All right, but...
What can you tell me?
It's a major concern.
I have already met Geoffrey McCullum.
The Guard's current success...
I see.
Exactly.
What about the risk?
That is exactly why, sir.
You made me swear on...
William Marshall was the...
William Marshall was a vampire? Is this some sort of joke? Wait. Could he be my maker?
That would be joyful news. for it would mean he still walks among us. But alas,
why is his...
He was simply the greatest defender of the...
May I ask you about the
A member of the club does not normally ask questions about other members. We trust each other mutually.
So he really...
Indeed. Only the most eminent members are allowed to...
But Mr. Dawson is mortal.
Aloysius Dawson is a man of his word.
Goodbye.
Godspeed, Dr.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed.
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire. Good evening, miss.
Oh my god, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no. I'm too young to die. I still...
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young Ekons. Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea...
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's
How did you...
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Ekon, Doctor. And...
What do you think?
I was raised here and...
Yes, I would...
A small world, is it not?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or...
Come on, Doctor.
Is there something...
Too much selfishness and individual...
Even if that's part...
I suppose you're right. But society must...
What are you...
You mean, what do I do outside at night since I am a woman? Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night, considering the risks.
What?
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. With...
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But...
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte.
Really?
How the local...
People here can't wait...
Explosives of...
She is my best friend, and a suffragette.
Have you any reason?
Recently, Emily started to believe in...
Let me guess.
Oh, that would be top-notch.
What exactly?
Your name and profession, obviously.
Does it not scare you to know?
Why should it? My mother is the most...
Of course not. You have...
Good to know. And don't...
Your mother is not like any...
I believe she thinks this...
Do you know why Lady Ashbury chose you to become her daughter?
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely...
Do you ever regret?
Of course not.
Your mother has refused to turn you into a vampire. Tell me more about it.
Each time we argue, Mother expresses the same fear. She wants me to remain alive and full of joy, rather than become...
It's your mother's choice. As daughters and sons, we have to accept the
I love my mother, and have accepted every...
Does it bother you?
No. Whoever I was when I was born...
Your mother has walked this earth for...
But why shouldn't I be allowed...
Why do you still hope...
It's the immortal aspect of vampires that interests me. The world won't improve unless women take charge. I'm convinced of that.
You're obviously a clever woman with a good education and a brilliant future.
Is it not true of every high...
Tell me, Charlotte.
I won't give up. You have no idea how determined I am, sir. I may contract a deadly disease. I may throw myself under a carriage, just to be saved by her sweet kiss.
That's a disturbing...
There are less dangerous ways, Doctor.
Never. That...
For sure. But look on the bright...
Or an eternity to run away.
Yes. I think it...
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
A few days ago, I spotted a strange house while...
Where is it?
It's the Mullaneys. A nice family who live in a big house near the park in the...
Goodbye, Charlotte.
She's been quite busy these last few nights.
Have you noticed anything?
Good.
I'm investing...
Not really. Wait.
Thank you.
They have a house in the southern part of the...
Goodbye.
Don't let any strangers come into your house.
Good evening, sir.
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard. In my case, it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
Do you need medical assistance, Clarence?
It's a little late for visiting.
What can I say?
I hope we're talking about...
When did you escape the...
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm in...
I know what you mean.
Of course.
What is this?
I saw terrible things,
How is your wife?
We've spent so much time away from each other. And so many things have happened.
But you're alive.
Believe me, it's not quite that simple. Unlike you, I'm not the man I used to be.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from front.
Have you forgot what people are like in this pod?
I'm investigating...
Infection is everywhere these days. But if you ever go to the park near that swanky house belonging...
Yes?
Not enough noise for a big family with children.
You need some rest. I'm sure Kaloon Russell has no interest in such a conventional menu. It's locked, all right. Hello? Is anyone there?
Jonathan, is that you? I did not know.
Thank you, Venus.
I was going to bed.
I'm sure you can spare me a...
Of course you may, Ed. I remember when Mary came here with her husband and her son. They were such a beautiful family. I'm so sorry for your loss, Jonathan. Hour of night?
It's locked.
Mary came here with...
It's a pleasure to see...
So you returned from the war in one piece to...
How is the old...
Probably outside.
Venus, why do you...
Everyone laughs at Clarence now.
How have you been?
I've done my duty. Like...
I understand.
Yes, and it...
How... I understand.
Yes.
Have you noticed anything?
You mean except for your return...
Thank you, Venus.
I wish I could have...
There's no need to...
No, it's not. I am sure...
Why is my...
It's more an unexpected...
I'm in...
The McPhersons. I heard they locked...
They could just be afraid of getting...
Perhaps you're right.
Goodbye for...
You know that you are always welcome here. But at this hour of night...
Hello, V.
Hello, Jonathan. At least you survived the Great War. I feared the worst.
No invitation is needed to enter this building. That can't be a good sign. No sign of a struggle. It seems Charlotte's friend knew the killer and let him in. Emily wanted to become a vampire. Something must have gone wrong. Someone is responsible for this mess. But who? Blood. I should follow the trail.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question.
I'm the Marquis de Bois-Colombes, and I strongly invite you to find your own game, sir.
I'm not here to sustain myself. I'm currently investigating the death of a young woman killed by a vampire.
A young woman killed by a vampire? Oh, you're joking, right? Oh, I do love the British sense of humor.
What are you doing here?
I recently decided to visit.
You take pleasure.
I have been a totally depraved and immoral creature since the day I was reborn, sir. And
what do you
take pleasure? Take pic.
And who?
I am Jacques-Michel Guillaume Florimond de Marquis de Bois-Colombes, at your service, my dear cousin.
You're French, but your English is quite good.
I was born in France, sir, but I consider myself a traveler of this world. So many.
Dear cousin.
We could be of the same blood, my dear. I tend to consider all Econs as family.
I followed the trail of...
Oh, you're referring to that young woman. Yes, the meeting turned messy. I'm afraid...
So you admit you met...
I admit nothing, my good sir.
What happened?
She wanted to become one of us. Not the first time I have received such a proposal, but... I must admit her direct approach tempted me.
And then what?
Her body rejected my blood. It happens, you know, sometimes even with voluntary prey. At least her gurglings brought me some fun, until the artery burst.
I believe you, sir. Emily's diary confirms your statement.
Oh, Emily was her name. Quite charming. Well, mystery solved then.
Yes, I suppose.
And so can you. Farewell, sir. may you enjoy the spectacle of this.
Good evening.
I won't.
Do you realize you are ruined?
Money isn't important.
People will...
I understand my wife's embarrassed.
I can't believe I'm telling you.
Don't you think I tried?
Clarence.
I have to warn everybody.
Vampires in...
I'm not mad, Jonathan.
Clarence.
Thank you, Johnny.
It's all right.
But the first time it was in room.
Tell me...
They've always been here.
Have you shared...
No.
What do you mean?
The Guard of Priwen. The Brotherhood of St. Paul stole Ichabod...
Have you spoken?
No.
Are you asking me?
Yes, Johnny.
Clarence.
I was enjoying my lead.
But you were drunk, weren't you?
Please don't insult me, Johnny.
Did you...
No.
You need... Good evening.
And good evening.
I have found out.
I can handle the truth. There's no need to hide the bloody detail.
Your friend was planning to become a vampire.
My mother told me many times about the...
No, the risk is real.
I should never have talked to Emily.
Goodbye, Sharp.
She's been...
That building is under quarantine. Could this be what I'm looking for? It's locked.